So there is a senator out of Alaska named Dan Sullivan, and he is proposing legislation called the Index Act. And what that stands for is investor democracy is expected. So, exactly what is that? What's the problem? Why is this act coming into existence? And hopefully, in my opinion, will get passed. So, if you look at the investment world, the retail investment, institutional investment world, what you'll see is that $20 trillion is managed by three institutional companies: BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. So that means that they get to vote when these proxy votes come out, electing people to the board of directors, talking about corporate governance issues. Remember, we talked about that last week, what ESG is: environmental, social, and governance issues. So these three companies get to vote 25% of all shares. Now, their ideology, their values do not really align with us as Christian. They are more in the ESG camp, the environmental, save the earth. Christians are interested in saving the world. Um, the social issues, the ESG movement, interested in women's right to health care, meaning abortion, the LGBTQ agenda, all of those things. There are some things that we agree on with the ESG people, like human rights, violations. We don't want to invest in companies that treat people badly, and we don't think it's a bad idea to take care of the earth. We just think that there's more of a priority on saving the world versus saving the earth. So what happens is that these three firms are the largest shareholder in over 90% of the S&P 500 companies. So this is a tactic that the left has used to infiltrate and destroy businesses in the United States. There was a instance a year or two ago where an activist hedge fund called Engine Number One, I believe was the name of it. They were able to get two people elected to the board of directors of ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil is not a biblically responsible company, just for disclosure sake. It's not one that we recommend or follow. I'm just letting you guys know how this works. So they got two people onto the board of ExxonMobil, and their agenda is to make ExxonMobil one of the largest oil companies in the world go green. That is pretty much going to, they're pretty much trying to destroy ExxonMobil and the way that it has always operated. So the problem is that these big institutions are getting to speak for the shareholders that they represent. Well, the problem is that they don't share the same values. So it's not really democracy. In a democracy, we get to speak our values. We get to elect people that represent our values. So these big three are voting these shares, and they don't share the values of the majority of the people that they represent, but they don't care. There's no law existing right now saying that they have to represent the votes have to represent the people that actually own the shares. So in a 401k plan, or let's say that you have an IRA, or you just invest in these Vanguard or BlackRock mutual funds, you don't get to vote your shares, they do. So there's an act going on right now saying that they don't want that to be a thing anymore, and I would agree 100% with that. That's what we are trying to do here at the ministry when we encourage biblically responsible investing. We're not trying to influence companies, as Dan would say, to have them go down to the river and get baptized. He would say, we'll pray to that end, but we just want a company to do well what they do well and stay out of the culture war. Let us as individuals get engaged in what we believe in. Companies stay neutral, and we have no problem with it.